this should hopefully be working. Now, just gonna make sure this is going live on the channel.
Did you
All right.
did you tag my channel?
Yep, I tagged you in it, so that's all working. Let's check the. Yep. All right. Perfect. All right. Here we are. Welcome back for another week, another team review questions and round review, plus fantastic content to get through today in today's episode. We're a bit earlier because obviously I got to work and also Tim's got an appointment. But we are joined with our legendary Tim Ashworth as well. How are we?
The legendary, that's a funny name. I'm good.
And we're pretty happy because both our teams had another win on the weekend at Gather Round. We've never played at the Adelaide Oval, still won, and Geelong had to beat Eagles pretty good. So, although your first half and our first half was pretty nerve wracking because we were tied up, and then we come around the second half, didn't we?
Well, there was no stress in there. This week be hard because got Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's an actual natural fight because it's cats versus dogs, you know. uh,
Yeah, he should have done a burn.
and then we got Melbourne this week for Lockie Neal's 300th. So later on in the program, when we get to the questions, I got some interesting stats for some Brisbane players to talk about as well. Once we get to that game as well. All right, so let's see. What did you end up scoring, and how was your what was your +3, -3, and how are you ranked at the moment?
I have no idea. I can't see it on here. Won't let me do it on here.
I think let me have a look at your team on my fantasy on the other computer. I should be able to see. For some reason, if I click on it, it will go to a different page. So I'll just try and check what you scored last week. You scored a 1991. That was a year after we were born. And what was
Yeah.
and you've moved up to 24,000. Actually, you're about the same. 24 last week, 24 this week.
Still bad. Not like you.
Yeah,
Uh,
at the moment, I've jumped up from 234 to 198, so inside the top 200 at the moment, which is pretty good. But I think the scoring, you have to at least score over 2050 just to stay up the top because it's pretty high. I scored 12,087. Could have got a bit more, but I played it safe with Steel 102 captain. But I'll get to my tradings in a minute because this trading is going to be my +3. But um, who is your who was your +3 this week in your team?
I can't see it, so I got no idea.
All right, so your top score, you had a 120 from Bruin, a Butters 118, you had a 130 from Grundy, and 124 from Rochelle. Maybe Rochelle could have been your +3.
Can you put it on the screen or?
Um, I don't know how to without clicking off this screen. If I when I go on your one, hang on, let me have a look. I have to go the manual way. Hang on one sec.
There you
Timber
go.
Cat, and then view fixtures.
I
Then
go
after,
ladder. You go ladder.
yeah, if I go later, it will take it off to a different page though. All right, here we go. Here's your team on the left. You got 118, 120. You've got a 130. You got a 124. So that'll be your top three scores. Who
Yeah,
do
but
you
that's
reckon out
not.
of those?
I normally check ladder because it gives you all the information on ladder.
Well,
Click ladder because it'll go for.
yeah, if
Not
I
you.
click ladder, it will take me to a different page. That's the only issue. I've done it before, but it didn't work.
You did it last time.
I did, but I had to switch over and share the other screen. There's a question here already as well. Hey, mate, what are idiots like me with Zorko doing? Straight swap to Roberts or go down to Kitty? Also have Dev Rob and Buderick. So we'll get to some questions soon. So what would be your +3, -3 again, Tim?
Probably Grundy.
Grundy, yep.
Vice captain probably not vice captain. Rest score. I don't know.
Well, my +3, I would have to say, I've never owned this guy before, but I thought, looking at his stats, how he's playing a lot of midfield time, he plays 72% midfield. I thought he's going to get his mid status, and I end up bringing in before the Saints Port Adelaide game. I changed from Whitfield last on Saturday night because I was searching out who's going to get DPP because I needed a DPP, and I searched up, and it was Nasiah Rangane Miller. He was under $1 million, and I thought he should score well. Defender score, it's hard to score against Poile for defense, but midfield is all right. And I saw how much time he played in midfield, so I thought, okay, I'll get Naz. So I got Naz for Jakes, and he got me 139, and Grundy got me 130. So +3 would have to be my trade-ins this week. So 269 points worth of trades, which was actually pretty decent. So probably my best trade in a while. Yeah, so that was actually pretty good. So I reckon between Naz and Roberts, they'll be the two probably trade-ins for those that are looking at a trade-in from Zorko, because I feel that Naz is now bottomed out. He's got a good run coming up, and then also Roberts, he's playing that chip game as well too. So I don't have Zorko, but Roberts would probably be the other one that I could probably look at. What about you? What was you traded in Grundy, and who else did you trade in this week? You did Farrow, which is actually pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say Farrell would be right up there with your +3 as well too. He did well for you.
foul is called.
Yeah, the Essendon guy, which was actually pretty good. All right, so
I
now
was
let's.
hoping I'd see my team so I could give you a proper overall rank and all that.
All right, let's have a look. I can. Oh, the only way I can do it is if I have to take it off this screen somehow. Um, Let me do this. Um, Let me go to. See, I'm taking. Oh, now to go to this. I'll share the other screen. Hang on. Um, how do I
Hmm.
share screen? Um, See, it's gone off. Oh, I'll just have to do it this way then. All right, so you're on the left here. So this is your team on the left.
You know, but it doesn't say my overall rank and that.
Oh, let me look at the ladder. Oh, here we go. Can you see this? Does this work?
Yeah, click
This,
on team for
this,
number 9. Click that from that.
yeah, if I click that, it will take me to a different page, but I can see your ranking from here though, at least now. So this is your overall ranking here. So overall rank is here. So you're the same as last week, 24. But I reckon if you can get up another 5,000, you'll be able to get past Rory, past Bales, past Calvinator, and then you should be able to get up to the 15,000 mark next week, I'd say, hopefully.
Number 1.
Yep. At the moment, I'm 45 points outside the top 100, so I need another 45 points to gain, so that way I can get into the top 100. So it's close. Yeah, it'll probably come down to what I trade this week, I'd say.
Mm.
All right, let's talk a bit about our fixturing and the players to look out for coming up. All right, so we have got Carlton v Collingwood. All right, so what I'm players to look out for: Walsh averages 109.2, 5 out of 9 tons, and Josh Dacos averages 86.62 out of 11 tons. Who are you looking for in this game?
Angry Anderson, he's good.
Yep, Angus Anderson, 92 last week, has got a break even of -23, $285,000. So if you need someone in the midfield, remember Murdoch will probably be back this week as well. So you could get two rookies that are worth pretty cheap, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And they got, I might be doing a Smith down to Angus Anderson. I don't like trading Thursdays, but he's a
You don't
Thursday
like Smith.
game.
You don't like Smith then.
Well, I haven't used his score last few weeks, and he's been back to back 57s, and he's maxed out now. He's got a break even of 40, so he's only probably got one more week left in him, and then he's finished, I think. And I've been chatting to my mate who's a Carlton fan, and they've been pushing him up forward because Shearer's back as well too, which kind of hurts him as well.
Have you got Robinson? Robinson?
Yeah, I got Robertson. So are you going to trade Robertson out because he's also injured? Oh, we'll get to the Eagles game later, but yeah, he's injured, so we'll have to work out a trade to bring him in as well too. Um, there could be an option where you can do a loop as well. If you don't have a Doverston, you could probably use him as a loop. I got Doverston, so I'll probably use Doverston as a loop. But um, West Coast play in the last game of the round this week, so that could be handy. But he's done his knee, so he'll be out for the season. Who are you tipping out of Collingwood and Carlton in this one?
Probably Collingwood. Nick, your favourite player, Nick Dacos.
No, no, no. I'll go for Collingwood by 8 points there. Um, Friday, which is two games on Friday. A silly. This AFL stupid with the fixture in two games on Friday for the next few weeks. It's annoying. We got Geelong versus Bulldogs. Bailey Smith only one game against his old side for 126, and Bontempelli averages 102. 0.2, 9 out of 17 tons with 149, 95, 102 in his last three games. Who are you looking at to get in for Geelong Bulldogs? Is anyone? Oh, probably the watch will be Buderick because he may not play depending on his injury. So wait until later this afternoon to see. What would you do if Buderick is out? Would you trade him down?
There's too many issues. Oh dear.
Well, you're lucky because you don't have Zorko and you don't have Anderson, and a lot of people will have Zorko and Anderson as well to deal with, plus Dev Robertson, plus Buderick on top of that. So maybe you can think about it as you got Devon Robertson for 230,000. So let's just pretend he's still 230,000, and you can just probably trade away your most expensive players like Zorko and Buderick. That way, you can get more of a chance to get more points that way, if that makes sense. So, who would, out of your options of to trade out, who would you trade out first, Buderick or Robertson?
Probably Robinson with his injury.
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah. Buderick does play in the second game, so you can't really use him as a loop anyway. So it's kind of
No,
pointless having
but
him.
apparently he went for scans, but he's not injured. He's just checking
So
up on something.
yeah, so he's getting scanned, so he might be all right. Fingers crossed. All right. So who are you tipping out of this? Geelong and Bulldogs, your favourite team.
Oh, you haven't mentioned your favourite Tanner Bruin yet.
Oh, that was disappointing. Doesn't that get a three for me? Yes, he got 120 points, but I was
do you
banking on.
do you respect him now after what he did to you?
Well, I was banking on him getting defender status, and this Timber called me up on Sunday laughing his head off last on Sunday night because he did not get DPP, and now look at my midfield. I got no defender mids in the midfield, and I was banking on Bruin to get it so I could bring Sarong into the midfield. And look at that, I've got and I was going to get Bruin in my defence, and now I didn't get defence status because he kept playing mid that whole game. So but 120 was probably his high scores ever got for me. I've had him 3 years or two years ago for like 40s. Oh, he's an interesting watch there. And you said you're going to get a photo of him when you catch up with him.
Hmm.
uh, what are your thoughts on Bruin?
It was good, unique. What do you think about Barry Smith's absence this week? It's hard to think to get him or not.
Yeah, well, he's got a good fixture ahead. You told actually you saved me last week because last week you told me not to get Smith, who got 133, but you told me to get the defender, and Rangani Miller got 139. So you saved me extra 6 points. So you helped me out there, which was a big help there, Tim.
Oh dear.
Um, Gary's also joined in as well too. So Gary's watching as well too. So it's good to see him on board as well too. Do we look to complete defence or midfield lines first? Priority for defence or mids first? Um, what would you look like doing, Tim? Do you prefer doing your defence, mid, or forwards first?
Probably forwards. They're not good lines, so probably forward.
Yeah, at the moment, I've done my midfield. I feel my midfield's pretty much complete so far. My forward line's getting there. My defence I've left open a bit because I feel that I can trust the defender rookies to score, say, between a 60 to 80, but I don't really trust the forward rookies to score 60 to 80. So depends on your structure, but I feel that I can play Sarong and Grill on the field for a few more weeks if I need to. They're my last sort of two rookies I have left on the field. Um,
Cheeky,
uh,
sneaky.
what's that? Sneaky what?
Cheeky, sneaky.
Yeah, it is a bit sneaky. I still got your favourite player, Blackiston, there. Um, he's probably gonna stuck there for a while. Um,
You might
uh,
hold on to him for the year then.
yeah, might be like your player that you had last year, the other year, Baldwin. Remember Baldwin played one game and you had him for grand final. Um, and all right, and this next part of I'm tipping Geelong by the way to beat Bulldogs with their injuries out. Are you
Apparently
tipping Geelong?
English is coming back this
Yep,
week.
all that hassle trading him out, and he's going to be back earlier than I expected. That's going to be annoying. Who you tipping in this one? Geelong or Bulldogs?
I won't be able to see this game, but hopefully, you know.
Yep, because you're going to Adelaide this week. Sydney versus GWS. Heaney worst team is GWS. So everyone trying to trade him in, his worst team is actually GWS. He only averages 79.2, 2 out of 19 tons. So I would hold that Heaney trade off first. Warner averages 84.3, 1 out of 8 tons, and Grundy loves GWS, averaging 107.9, 8 out of 13 tons. So I'm talking this week. I'm talking about captains, and I feel this weekend it's going to be a lot of high scoring because there's a lot of high averages coming up in the next few games as well. Who are you looking at for Sydney and GWS in this one?
Uh, probably Reece or Heaney. Hmm.
Yeah. I would probably wait on Heaney. Your favourite player, Wicks. You can get him anytime, really. He doesn't cop a tag because he's not that good. um, uh,
Yeah, dear.
who are you tipping, Sydney or GWS? This one, I'm tipping Sydney.
Sydney.
Yep. All right. Now we finally off to the Saturday games. Oh, all right. So Saturday, this is another big game from this player. My pod as well. I have him as well. So Gold Coast versus Essendon. Merritt averages 112.4, 9 out of 14 tons, with only one score under 90 with an 85. So out of his 14 games he's played against Gold Coast, he's only scored one score below 90. Miller averages 87.2, 4 out of 13 tons. And as we know, Anderson's not playing this week, so I don't have to do about his average. What are your players you're looking at for this one? Probably Roberts and Farrell, I suppose.
No, I'm going
Oh, who
sneaky.
else are you looking at?
Uh, not many at this game. But what do you think about Tuck Miller as a forward?
Yep, he could be a sneaky option. He's got a high break even this week, but he has got a better matchup against Essendon, so that could be handy. Plus, with Anderson out, that might mean he may need to go back into midfield a little bit as well, too. So you never know, he might spend midfield time as well up in the mid because obviously Anderson's going to be out for a few weeks. So it could be a sneaky option. I like that.
Oh, pardon
Are you,
me.
are you thinking of getting him,
Who's that?
Miller?
Probably not. Just
Who are you going to
upset.
tip on this? Who are you going to tip on this one? You'd reckon Gold Coast will bounce back, or you reckon Essendon will win again?
Probably Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think so. It took Essendon like 17 weeks to win one, so might be a bit hangover from this week. Hawthorn versus Port Adelaide. Butters averages 97.4 out of 7, 4 out of 7 tons. There's not really any real captaincy options in this game. Who are you looking for? Hawthorn and Port Adelaide. I wouldn't want to buy into Port Adelaide this week because they got the round 12 bye. There's not really many options there. What are you thinking of Port Adelaide and Hawthorn?
I've still got the rat. I was trying to get rid of him. It's hard to get rid of him. He's got so many injuries.
I just got a question from Gary. He said took Miller ownership. He's got to break his ownership. He's got only 2% ownership. Wow, that's less than I thought. So if you want a pod, Took Miller is one. I'm also going to talk about another pod coming up in a minute too. Yes, I would say wait on Heaney because of the poor average versus the Giants. Plus, it's a Friday night game. I'd rather keep the trade just up our sleeve just in case any late changes as well too. Because if you get Heaney in, you're probably going to be locked up with your trades. That's all.
What do you think about Watkins? I'm trying to get rid of him, but it's too hard.
Yeah. Ratkins. Yeah. He would be. He would. I'm tossing up whether I trade him or Smith out. One of those two. I'm thinking of. What are you thinking of? Are you going to think of trading Watkins out or are you keeping Smith?
I've got 938k in the bank.
Well, you can just you can trade anyone then. That's heaps.
Yeah, but I don't know what to do. Mid, forward, defense.
I feel like your defense is fine for now, but I think you need another primo mid or primo forward. I think. Um,
Would you
who are
get
you
Bailey
tipping?
Smith? Would you get Bailey Smith, Bangy Miller, Bontempelli? Who's the other one?
Well, Bulldogs and
Pickett,
Geelong play
Pickett.
Friday nights.
Those
Whereas,
four, I'm tossing up.
well, Smith and Bontempelli they play Friday, whereas Ranganini Miller play later on the weekend. Plus, he's got the DPP and he's pretty cheap. He's got a break even of 73, so
And
maybe you
Pickett.
can get Ranganine and then you can go for then you can put him in the mid or defense. So you can put him in both options. Whereas Bontempelli Smith are just a midfield. You would have to be locked in on the trade on the Friday. That's the only thing. You would have no trades left to uh, change around. That's the only concern about getting Smith this week is just because they play so early. That's the only thing I'm a bit worried about. Um, Plus, they play Bulldogs, so you never know. Bulldogs can be a bit tough to play against.
What about Pickett?
Pickett. Well, we'll get to that soon because we haven't got to Melbourne yet, but almost there. All right. So, who are you tipping, Hawthorn or Port Adelaide?
Hawthorn.
All right, I'm tipping Hawthorn as well. Port Adelaide, rubbish. All right. Adelaide versus St Kilda. Dawson averages 97.55 out of 8 tons, and Naz averages 81.82 out of 4 tons. So he's coming off 2 tons in the last 2 games. He's only played 4 games against them, so don't read too much into that. So Adelaide versus St Kilda. What players are you looking for in this one? Obviously, St Kilda's got a nice, healthy draw coming up. Saints and Brisbane have the 2 best draws I feel coming up. Who are you looking at in this one?
Well, I'll be there, you know.
Oh yes, and Tim will be there as well. Oh, and don't forget, and Tim, whose average is 100, he'll be also at the game as well too. So he'll be there. He'll be out there having a kick as well. If Naz and Sinclair don't get a kick, you're probably going to go out there and kick it to them so they can get some points.
Well, Stephen might.
Yeah. Who are you looking for in this game? Are you still
No,
got Keys? Are you going to trade Keys? Oh, not Keys. Cook. I mean Cook. Are you going to trade Cook or keep him? What's he going like?
he's alright. 60s, 70s.
Yeah. A lot of 6 7s the last week, that's for sure.
Do you think he's a good F6 for now?
Well, better
Trade
than Robertson, who's going to get 0. So,
and trade
um,
around him. Don't trade, get a midfielder or
yeah,
defender.
I think you probably need a mid or a forward as a primo. That's what I'm thinking. I'm tipping in this one. I'm going to tip for Stephen's sake. It'll be nice to see St Kilda win because he's your brother and he's a Saints fan. But I think Adelaide may win as well too. So could be a draw. How about I say a draw? Then that way both teams have a win. What do you think?
I don't know. In my opinion, I think Adelaide, but it's too hard to tell. It's 50-50.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good game and not a blowout like last time you went to a blowout. All right.
Well, you never
Now
know.
this one.
Crows could lose by 10 goals if the Saints keep playing like
Oh yeah, true. This now up to the Sunday games. Now this is quite a big height averaging. So North Melbourne versus Richmond. LDU, my other pod. He averages 111.5, 4 out of 6 times with 162. And Sheasel, he averages 129.3, 4 out of 4 tons. He hasn't gone under a ton yet. And he's also had 186 against Richmond. So these North players are going to actually get a lot of points this week against Richmond. Who do you like out of North Melbourne and Richmond this week?
Probably no one yet. I've got all the
Yeah.
players from those
Have you got
teams.
LDU?
No.
He's your favourite player. You told me all about him. He says, "Oh, you said LDU is a good player, so I got him," and then you didn't get him. All right, so I think he'll cash in. This one is a bit of a fizzer. Who's going to win this, North or Richmond? They're both pretty not so good.
Kangaroos improving, so I'll pick them probably.
Yeah, I'll go for North as well. All right, now here we go. Here's the big one. So my mate who got over to the Brisbane Lions from Fremantle is going to be playing his big 300th game this week. Dunkley's going to play his 200th game. And then also we have, I think it's Morris, one of our forwards is playing his 50th game as well too. So Lockie Neal 300th game is going to be quite big. He averages 101.9, 11 out of 17 tons. Gawn averages 83.4, 6 out of 15 tons, so he doesn't really like playing us. Steele averages 990 with 5 out of 11 tons. And Dunkley, he averages the best, 115.8, 5 out of 9 tons. Only one score under 94 with 189 and 158. So out of the picks, I think Dunkley will be the best option out of this game. If you have a Dunkley, he'll be a smoky captain in draft, I think. It's going to be a big game for Lockie Neal. Hopefully, they can get the win. Also, with Zorko, who's out, I'd say also trade out Zorko, obviously, because Kitty's back now fit in his role as well, too. So, if you're looking for an option, there's one option I'm looking at, which is quite a pod, quite unique, but don't know if I should be saying this, but this one, I need to go to forward line. Where is he? Why is it not coming up?
Oscar Allen, isn't it?
No, no. We sang this at the grand final. Hey, hey, oh, baby. Ooh, ah, I wanna know if you'll be my girl. All right. So, he's gone 84, 112, 100. He's got a great fixture coming up. So, in the next few weeks, he's got Melbourne, Adelaide, Essendon, Carlton, Geelong, due to rest. So, he's got a good patch coming up. He's owned by 4%, and he's a forward midfielder. Break even 65. He's scoring pretty much. He's doing like what Rochelle's doing, but basically for Brisbane instead. So he could be a sneaky little option there. Gary said Gorn captain this week or bad matchup. Well, his averages aren't good. He only has 6 out of 15 tons, averages 83.4. So plus Brisbane have a dual ruck system at the moment going on here. What other players are you looking at for Brisbane, Tim?
Pickett is. I'm looking at him.
Oh yes, Pickett. Yes, so Pickett, a good option there. So Pickett is breaking on 67. He's also pretty much scoring quite well. He's been getting a few hundreds. He's got after Brisbane, he's got an easy draw. He's got Richmond and West Coast in his next 4 games. So that's all right. Just this week will probably be a little bit tough against Brisbane. That's the only thing. But he has been scoring quite well, especially as a forward as well too. And he's been getting midfield time too. So just be mindful of Berry and Dunkley. They are taggers for Brisbane, and if they want to tag, I suggest that they will probably want to tag Pickett out of those. But Pickett is quite fast, so Dunkley may not go with him. He's a bit more slower, but maybe Berry could go with him. But yeah, Dunkley's more of a slow down, shut down defender, midfielder, defense mid, if that makes sense. But yeah, after this week, Pickett's got Richmond and Eagles in the next 3 games. So I'd say, yeah, so that's a great idea, great shout. Just an issue because Robertson got injured this week, should have been injured next week, and then that way it'd been easier to avoid the Brisbane matchup. But if you want to get a low score but then get a game score, then yeah, get Pickett. Good option there, Tim.
So many
Um,
choices, I've got no idea who to get yet.
yeah, who are you tipping out of this one, Melbourne or Brisbane?
Call me by, call me biased, but I think Melbourne.
You're just saying you said North last week. That didn't turn out that well either. I'm tipping. I'm tipping Brisbane across for Lockie Neal 300. So, uh, all right, and the last game of the round, and then we'll get to some more questions as well too. So West Coast versus Fremantle. Sarong averages 90.5, 5 out of 10 tons, and Brayshaw averages 84.4, 84 actually, 4 out of 4 tons. So this one, West Coast Fremantle, this is where Robertson does play. So he plays in the last game. So if you need a loop, you could use him as a loop this week and then trade him the week after. If you have no other issues. But you could use him as a sneaky loop because he plays last game. But who do you like in Fremantle West Coast? Some people are mentioning about Williams as well too. So Williams played in the ruck. He played Geelong, so obviously Geelong has no ruck, so he did score quite well. But if he holds his spot, he's got to break even 14 and say like he goes like a 60 or 70, then that could be worth it. What do you think about Williams, Tim?
Which one?
The Williams from West Coast, the one that played against Geelong in the ruck last week.
Never heard of him.
Oh, he was playing against Edwards on the game. Did you watch the Geelong game or?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Yeah, so he was the ruckman for Eagles that day.
What a big tall guy.
Yeah, tall guy's got not much hair, but that was him.
Oh.
Yeah, so he scored 111 and then he got a break even 115, sorry, he scored and he got a break even of 14. So some people are doing that as a sneaky option because just in case McAndrew ever gets dropped, you can always swap in a ruck that way. But I don't think McAndrew's going to get dropped anytime soon, but it's more like if he gets injured, I suppose.
Mm.
Who are you tipping out of West Coast Fremantle? I'm tipping Fremantle in this one.
Oh, the favourites.
Yep.
Duckers, probably.
Oh, you're tipping favourites too, Tim. All right. Now, let's get to some questions here. All right. So, Bob has asked, got any read on Jai Caldwell's poor performance? All right. So, I'm not actually a Jai Caldwell owner. I only have, this is my midfield. My midfield is pretty good at the moment, but I only have Merit from Bombers. You have Caldwell, by the way, Tim. Is there a reason
I
why
didn't.
Caldwell's not scoring that well?
Uh, I don't know. The players is not giving it to him. He's a bit. I think he's a bit cook.
Oh, a
He's a
bit
bit.
ill or something like that, is he? Or
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe well, if he's sick, then that maybe he might be out. But well,
He's
I wonder
playing a
why
bit.
they're playing him if
He's
he's
playing a
sick.
bit. He's playing a bit forward. The midfield forward. I wish he could
Oh,
get DPP too, but he.
so you're hoping he'll get DPP. So I was hoping Broom would get DPP, and you're hoping Caldwell would. Um,
Yeah.
Gary said, McWalter said he will consider Flynn and Bailey to rucks. West Coast Road, Mason Cox and Jackson will dominate. Flynn could return. Yeah, that's actually a good point because Freo always play their dual rucks. Most weeks they play dual rucks. Obviously, Darcy's gone injured, but maybe Cox will be back, and then that way they probably do the two ruck system. Cox will hopefully get a game to do something. It would be nice if they did against Zorka so he can get his sunglasses off again. All right, now let's get
You
to
gonna
our.
answer? You gonna answer my question yet?
Well, I'm going through the questions now. Hang on. All right, so we have got now. Let's see. Matt asked a question. Let me try and get this here.
I didn't post it on there. I posted it in the group.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find the questions. Hang on. All right, so let's have a look at these questions here, at these trades. All right, so Matt, his trades, he's going Zorko to Pickett Anderson to McDonald. What are your thoughts on that? He's got $806,000 in the bank. What are your thoughts on Zorko to Pickett and Anderson to McDonald? This is for Matt.
Wait, McDonald, what? Hawthorn one or?
Yeah, Hawthorn one from the forward line. He's got $806,000 left in the bank, so I feel we could probably even go a bit higher than that and get more of a primo. What do you think?
Hang on, I got a phone call.
You got a phone call, have you?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, I will answer these
What?
questions then. All right. So now you need to mute your microphone.
4 p.m. is fine. I'm just on a podcast at the moment.
We're live at the moment here. We got live breaking phone calls here going on here. Perfect timing. All right. All right. So all right. Let's get to our. All right. Oh, yes. So,
I'm back
Zorko
now.
and are you back? Are you?
Yeah, that was live.
Yeah, no, it was live. You said hi. Oh yeah, 4 o'clock sounds good. Oh, that was funny. Oh, so what are you doing at 4 o'clock?
Haircut, hairdressers bring me up.
Hairdressers live on the podcast. That's pretty good. You got to shout out to your hairdressers. Where do you normally go? What's your hairdresser that you got to go to?
The hairstylist, hairdressers.
Oh, that's very cool. Shout out to them who do a good haircut on Tim. You have to show the group later on how it turned out. All right.
Caitlin
So
said Moses.
here's a good question. Rank these trade outs. Anderson, Zorko, Buderick, and Robertson. Who do you reckon out of those four, in that order, which order do you reckon needs to go first?
Who was that?
So you
Reece
got
Melvin, was
no Anderson, Zorko, Robertson, and Buderick. So presuming Buderick is injured. So out of those four, who would you get rid of? The two get rid of first.
it? Zorko and Anderson.
Zorko and Anderson. Yes, that's a good suggestion. Pope also joined in. Welcome aboard. He also mentioned Robertson number one. Yes, so I like that as well too because obviously Robertson's going to be out for the whole season. So, and knowing how bad the injuries have gone the first few weeks, if you leave one, you probably get stuck with another one because there seems to be an injury every week now. I know last year I had about two every week. Tim knows I got two injuries every week last year, starting with your favourite player, Scrimshaw, 8 points on the field there.
I've got a little story, but it's a bit funny. But
What's the story?
about Scrimshaw.
Oh, gee, what about Scrimshaw?
Remember last year you're at your mum's house,
Yeah,
and me and Steve was going for Scrimshaw in our teams, but me and Stephen said you to get him
yeah,
the
yeah,
following before you got him, and
yeah.
you got him a week before the game. So
Yeah, and I got him 5 minutes before the game started, and then I watched the game. In the first 5 minutes of the game, he got knocked out by his own team player, and I was just like, I got stuck with 8 points, and there's no stupid time on ground rule as well, which was annoying. I think that's stupid. This rule this year as well too, because those that don't have Zorko had to lose out because the ones that had Zorko could have get bench score, and then last year I was stuck with 8 points on the field thanks to Scrimshaw getting injured in the first 5 minutes. So that was frustrating, and then turned out you and Buster, who said that you're gonna have the Scrimshaw, never had Scrimshaw, so you tricked me.
I had a good team, and I started with Max Holmes. Everyone didn't.
Yeah. Oh man. Um. Yeah. Also, people are talking about. Thomas is asking about buy structure as well too. What's your ideal buy structure? Because at the moment, round 12 is coming up soon. There's only 5 more weeks after this week to buy, so I want to start looking at buy structure. You can actually click on your thing up here, and you can see buys, and it'll put it there for you. At the moment, I'm 7, 4, 5, 8, 6, but I want to get more round 12 pies out so I can bank on the ones further back. So you want to have more at the end than at the front. How's your buy structure looking? Have you looked at that yet, Tim? Or
No, I think it was two something.
two?
Yeah, 2, 8, 6, 10.
You're just guessing. You're just guessing, aren't you? How can you? How can you
Yeah,
have? How can you have eight in round 13? That's impossible. Do you do you know who's do you know who's on the bye in round 13?
no.
It's just GWS and Richmond. There's only two teams on the bye.
Ah,
I don't think you have eight Tigers players or eight GWS players. Ah, that's probably the most safest buy out of all of them. So you just put a number out of your head. Ah, I think you should have a look at your buy structure before you just guess what you have.
well,
Ah,
oh dear.
that's funny. Ah, that's what I was going to say. Is like, how do you have eight in round 13? That's impossible. Ah, the only way you had that is if you have half the Richmond team. All right. Here's another question. This is from Thomas. He's got number one, Robertson to Anderson, Windsor to Wanganeen Millera. He's got Watkins to Buderick, Anderson to Petraka, or three Watkins to Buderick to Anderson and Pickett. Which one do you like? Do you like Wanganeen Millera, Petraka, or Pickett? Which one do you prefer out of those three for Thomas?
I'm tossing up as well, between mine. Hmm,
Are you looking at trying to get in a forward or midfielder?
I'm just trying to work out. I'm trying to get, I don't know, Bailey Smith, Bont, Naz, or Pickett, or um, Myers.
Myers will have a high break even now after his 60, so I probably would if you're looking at trading this week, maybe you can go for like either a Pickett or a Naz this week because they play later. Do you prefer using up all your trades before Friday, or do you rather wait throughout the weekend and see if there's a late out? How do you like to do it? I usually wait until Saturday, Sunday to do my second trade. What do you think?
I just like to use them. I don't want to wait. Oh, use them.
So you're not too worried about if there's like a late out or anything like that, or
I can edit trade. You can edit.
that's true. That's a good point. You can edit trades, so that's good. So that's a good point actually. Maybe I would probably wait on Myers because let's see, his break even is going to be massive. Let's have a look. Because he
Oh,
obviously scored pretty bad. He's look at his break even 125.
I'll be back. I'm
Yes.
just going to the toilet, right?
All right, so I'm just going to talk to myself a little bit while you're off to the toilet. All right, so Myers has got a break even 125. So maybe if you're looking at that, maybe just wait a little couple of weeks until he dies down a little bit because, yes, he's got Bulldogs this week, so it might be a little bit tough to score. So you might want to wait until his break even is under 100 at least, so at least that way you can go back up again. That 60 really hurt him. Although he was on target for like a 30, so somehow he managed a 60 in the last bit, so that was actually pretty good to save his score a bit. Um, all right, actually, why don't we have a look at what I'm going to be doing? All right, so in the meantime, I'm going to probably try and loot Goddard on the bench. I'm going to bring Ross back to my forward line. I'm going to trade out Robertson. If I'm thinking of maybe going Smith down to Anderson. If Anderson scores well, then uh, I can loot Smith with
I'm
him,
back now.
or good. All right, welcome back. All right, I'm just saying what I'm going to be doing. And if Buderick is out, I might go Buderick down to Anderson, see what he scores on the bench. If he scores well, then I can put Robertson in the midfield. for a loop option, then I'll be able to if I don't need a loop, I'll then trade Robertson out to maybe a Roberts maybe in defence. Then I can bring Ranganine Miller up
Pardon me.
into the midfield. And then I also Doverson, he's probably not going to play, so I can also use him as a forward loop as well if I need to. So I may put Lombard on the bench and see what he scores, or Goddard on the bench. So there's a few options. What are you looking at for your trades this week?
What was that? I missed that. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'll let me start again. All right. So I'm pretty much basically going to if Buderick is out, I'll trade Buderick down to Anderson. If Buderick's not out, then I'll trade Smith down to Anderson. See what he scores. Then if I need a loop, I can loop Robertson with Robertson. Then I'll try and trade in Roberts in defence, and I can use if I don't need a loop, I'll just trade Robertson out, and then also I can use Doverson as a loop for my forward line down here for Lombard or Goddard. So depending,
You're not gonna get rid of him, are you?
get rid of who?
Robinson.
Uh, to loop. If I need to loop, I'll keep him this week, just this week, because Smith. If Anderson scores like another 90 odd like last week, I want to keep that. So I need to have a donut here because I know Murdoch's most likely going to be back this week, so I can't use Murdoch as a loop. That's the only thing. If Murdoch wasn't going to come back, then I could have used Murdoch as a loop. So it will depend on teams on Thursday, tomorrow, or Thursday, 2 days' time. What's your trades going to be like? What are you planning on doing?
I'm in a pickle.
In a pickle?
Yeah, I did run trade already, but
What trade? Oh yes, that's right. You got Anderson from who did you trade out to get to Anderson?
Robinson.
Yep, Robertson. All right. Yep. So you got a lot of cash there. You got $900,000, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Then after that, I got no idea. I can go Selwood to Barry Smith. I can go Watkins to Pickett. I can go Selwood to Running Miller. I can go anything I wanted to do.
Well, I do like Naz and Pickett for their DPP options because you can play them in the forward and the midfield, or you can play them defence and midfield. That helps. And yes, they may score a bit less than Smith. Smith will probably be scoring probably about 110 to 120, whereas I feel Naz probably go like 100, 110, and same with Pickett. But the flexibility. So it depends on how you want to structure your team. But I know your team probably needs a midfielder and a forward. So maybe you could probably sway towards that, maybe like a Pickett type thing or something like that.
Because I got Cook at F6. You reckon he's a good hold for this week?
Yeah, but you probably want to try and get your rookies on the bench. So at the moment, the only one I've got on the field are Sarong Grill, and at the forward line, I've got Goddard. So they're my three rookies at the moment. I'm trying to push off another rookie this week. I did Jake's to Ranganine last week, so I pushed Jake's out off the team completely. So I don't count Bruno as a rookie because he's played before. And Robertson's not a rookie because he's played before as well. So he's
I've
gonna
got
most likely be
Jagger
good.
Smith on the field.
Oh, this one, yeah. So you got him on the field still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone back to back 50s, and he luckily he got 57 because he was on 10 for ages last week. So um I feel that he's almost maxed out. Let's have a look. What's his break even now? Um his break even's 40 this week. So they probably do one more week of scoring, and then he's probably gonna fizzle out. Where does it say? Fixture stats. Should say um see should be about looks like it's only gonna he's probably only gonna probably another 50,000, I suppose, if he does score another 70, but he seems to be going 50s at the moment. What are your thoughts on Smith?
No idea.
Yeah. But I suppose yeah, for you, I'd say yeah, maybe like a forward or midfielder, is
I
good for.
wish I can see my team so I can analyze it more better.
Let me try and get there somehow. Um, all right. All right. Is there a way I can do this? Hang on. I need to try and share screen somehow. Let's try. Hang on. Hang on.
Hmm.
That's not working. How do I? I'm trying to figure out how do I get your screen up there. 1 second. Um, I wish I could just screen share that. All right. Question here. Who should I replace Chol with? So there's a question. Who should I replace Chol with? Who do you think's the best forward option for Chol? Um, there's a couple of low break evens, so a couple of pod ones. So Zach Bailey could be a sneaky pod. You can have Rochelle if you haven't got Rochelle yet. There's Williams from Eagles. That's a little bit risky because he's only played one game though. What are your thoughts for Chol? Who should replace Chol?
I don't know. Ranking's a good one if you want it unique.
Oh yes, Rankin. I forgot about him. He's gone down $200,000. He's maxed out, I think now. So he's sort of like he's now sort of bottomed out. So he's a good one to go for forward midfielder as well too. And you would think that Saints they like to tag, and they're playing Saints this week. And Ray Shelley's been on fire, so you would think they would rather tag Rochelle over someone like a Rankin because Rochelle, he's been on fire last week, so they might want to drag Rochelle. Actually, that's a good point. I'm just trying to work out how to share your screen. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Share screen. Uh, here we are. This works. Can you see this now?
Yeah, that's better.
That's your team there. All right. So this is the Cheetah Cubs. So this is your team here. All right. So here we are. So yeah, I see. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3 rookies on the midfield. You still got Blamires Watkins there, and you got rookie here. Well, he's not a rookie actually. He's a senior player. So yeah, maybe get a midfielder. I'd say for the midfield because you want to. At the moment, you got 1, 2, 3 primos that are scoring good. Coldwell's a bit like a mid price at the moment. Brune's going well, but yeah, you probably need a primo here somewhere. That way you can put either Smith or Blamires on a bench. Um, your defense is all right. You've got Sinclair, Dacos, Houston, Kircher, Jakes, Farrow. So Farrow's good. You've got Sarong and Lindsay. So you've got the right defense is fine. It's just, yeah, if Buderick is out though, you need to trade Ford in here at least, or a midfielder. So I'd say midfielder first, then followed by Ford. I suggest for you. You got 711,000. Well, you got
Remember,
900,000 to lose.
I can do Vesitini down next week and get someone up next week. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get some cash there as well too. So you can use that cash now this week to get a proper midfielder. Then you can go Vincentini down, and then you can get another mid or another forward that way.
Remember, I've got
You
900 in the bank.
That's what I mean. So
Do
you got plenty of money to play with. Like last week, I did a big jump. I went from
you
last
think Benny
last
Smith would be good or
yeah,
and
Bailey Smith. Let's have a look at his fixture. Smith.
Nick Dacos? No, not him yet.
Um, last week I went, or the other week I went Carroll to Bont, so I jumped up a bit, and
Expensive,
this week
isn't
I
he?
went from Jakes to Naz. So let's have a look at fixture stats. All right, so upcoming fixture, you've got Bulldogs, Port, North, Collingwood, Brisbane, Sydney, Carlton, Adelaide. So it's interesting draw. Um, yeah, some easy, some hard teams. So it's going to be an interesting draw. So far he's gone 80, 130, 154, 124, 133. So he's been scoring at least 120s every week mostly. So um, it's funny he scores in bursts as well. I've noticed. What? So yeah, maybe you can get a midfielder first, followed by a forward. I'd say.
Is that what you would do, you reckon?
If I was in your position, I would do that. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I'd do if I was Timber Cats.
On
I'd
that
cheat it.
question you're going to ask,
Oh yes, the question. Oh yeah, more questions. Let's get to more questions. All right, here
my
we go.
question before we go head off in a minute.
All right, which question's this one? Um, you said you asked a question. Where is it? Um, oh, I need a ruck as well. I have DeConing, but I want to get rid of him. Thinking about Bailey Williams or McAndrew for Chol. I was thinking Trembuff. I have 100k spare. I could try and get Rankin. That's interesting. I probably wouldn't go Trembuff, but Rankin probably be a bit more of a better pick than Trembuff. Bailey Williams is interesting. That could be quite unique because everyone will have McAndrew. What are you thinking, Tim? Do you reckon what do you like better, Williams, McAndrew, and who do you reckon, Rankin or Trembuff?
Who's that other one?
So he's looking at Rankin or Trembuff or Williams and McAndrew.
The first one.
So so you're saying which one, Rankin or Rankin is it?
Barry Williams and
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's your question. Wicks, Scrimshaw, Chol, Brune, who is Reece Melvin's worst pick over the last few years? So who is Reece's pick worst pick over the last few years? Wicks, Scrimshaw, Chol, or Brune? Is that you're asking me? Oh,
yeah,
good
I'm asking
trailers.
you.
Hopefully you do all right this week. Hopefully you get some good score with that. That's quite good. A lot of uniques, by the way, you have. So that's actually good. I like Trailer's team, by the way, because he's playing against not so vanilla. I like it when you play unique because you can get up the rankings as well too. I find that you always got to get that pod. So for me this year, I've gone Merritt, LDU, McErney, and Fonty. They've been my sort of my pods, and they sort of help carry me a bit. Like Merritt's has got like tons every week, so it's a lot that's they've helped me get up. So sometimes to climb the ranks, it's always good to be able to get uniques. Who would you think, Tim? Wicks, Scrimshaw, Chol, or Bruin? Who do you reckon is the worst, Tim?
I'm asking you. That's for you to
Oh,
answer.
all right. Well, all right. Here's one. Here's one for you. All the way back in 2006, that's when I started fantasy. And you know what? I was watching footy back then, and I was always hearing the commentators talk about Prestige Como, Prestige Como, Prestige everywhere, Prestige. And I was a bit rusty at fantasy. And I know some people got in down glass, but I got in Simon Prestigiacomo, and he was absolute spud. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got him all the way back. He was like averaging like 23 each week, which was pretty crazy. So, which is pretty crazy. So it was pretty. I think he'll be up there. And more recently, I'd say probably Scrimshaw, probably because of his low scoring. Bruin as well, because Tim, who's a Geelong fan, said get Bruin. He's going to score quite well 2 years ago, and had to wait 3 years later for him to actually score 100 because he got 40s. I got him out. He got 80s. I got him back in. He got 40s again. Um, all right. Here's a question. Hey mate, need to upgrade. Dev Robertson have 953k in the bank. Can trade him to anyone and he's in my utility, who should I go for? Top 5 options from me. Cheers, mate. All right. So
That's a bit
now,
like me.
oh, you're in Robertson. Oh, yeah. So, all right. So, top 5 options. All right. Let's go defense, mid, forward. All right. And make it fair. So, let's spread it out. So, depending on what area you're looking at, I know for Tim's probably more looking for midfield or forward. All right. So, I'd say the top targets this week in defense will probably be Naz and Roberts, depending who you trust more throughout the year. If you trust Essendon to keep their chip kick game plan up, they've changed their game plan for 2 weeks. So, that's helped him a lot. Naz, he won't get tagged for a few weeks, but he may have more options of getting tagged. But the good thing about Naz, he plays more around the ground. So those two, I'd say, will be up there. They both got low break even. Naz got break even 73. Roberts got break even 21. So to make cash, you probably want to get Roberts this week, then Naz the week after. Midfield, I'd say you can have a look. McCluggage looks pretty good this week. Well, my favourite player is McCluggage. He's got a high break even, so just watch out. But he did get 91 off only 50% game time, so he's a sneaky one. My midfield's pretty much complete. But if you want to go up to the top dogs, maybe keep an eye out. Friday night, Bailey Smith and Bontempelli play, so maybe you might want to hold off this week on that. Just if you do like changing your trades, but where Tim he likes to lock them away before Friday. And then your forward line, I would say there's a few options actually. Zach Bailey's quite a good pod. He's got a good fixture coming up. He's a Brisbane player, well, I'm a Brisbane fan, so we've got Melbourne, we've got Essendon and Adelaide the next 3 weeks, and Carlton coming up. So they're pretty not cruisy teams. Rochelle, if you haven't got Rochelle, just be mindful of the St Kilda. They do tag. Rankin's also pretty cheap as well, but St Kilda, as I say, they both got St Kilda this week. And then Williams, people are talking him out. He's got a break in 14. He's probably not my ideal pick, but he's about the same price as
Well,
Robertson. So, but with your 953K in the bank, you want to actually have a primo. You don't probably want to have someone that's the same price because you'll be stuck with the cash. So you can go straight up to primo, probably the top forward, maybe like a Pickett. Took Miller might be a interesting pod. He's got a high break even, but he's got Essendon this week. So I'd say get someone that's around the 800, 900K mark. So at least you can spend some of the money as well too. So you don't want to have the cash bleeding, because if you have cash hanging on to the next week, you're going to get stuck with more injuries. So, yeah, maybe, yeah. So the reason what I did, I made sure to finish my mids first, then my forwards, because I feel the defense you can get away with, because the rookies are still, I trust the rookies to score 60 to 80 compared to the forward rookies. So that's why I tried to finish off my mid and my forwards first. So, um, talking about all those players, who would you pick out of those ones, Tim? Out of those top players that I mentioned, who would you look at for you?
you give me the hardest one. I'm in the same boat, you know. Uh,
Because you got 900 1,000 and Henry's got 953. So it's pretty much, you're pretty much doing the exact same trade, aren't you?
uh, here's a question for him. Who should I get? Pickett, Naz, Bont, Smith, Myers,
I'd,
or Nick Dacos?
if you're looking for mid, I would go for Smith or Bont if you want a real top player. If you want a lower one that still making cash, LDU might be a sneaky pod this week, but they got a bit of a harder draw. But St Kilda's draw looks a lot better, so you could even get a Naz and put him in the midfield, and then you can swing him to the fence when you need to. So I would, I would probably do Naz actually when you're thinking about it, but I also looking at another player called Callahan. He looks quite interesting. He looks tempting. However, he also plays Friday, which is frustrating because all the three main midfielders that people want and looks good are playing Friday night. So if you want to lock your trades away beforehand, then go Smith. If you want probably a unique, go Callahan. If you want a cheapo, go LDU or a NAS. With the DPP is a bonus as well. What are your
I might
what?
have to leave. All right, I've got an appointment in a minute.
Oh, you got appointment. When's your appointment start?
4 o'clock. It's 10 to 4 now, so I've got to
Oh,
leave.
oh,
Right?
just before you go, question from the trailers. Who are you looking at captaining and vice captaining this week, by the way, Tim?
Mm, depends on who I'm trading. If I get Baz, probably Vice. If I get what, Pickett or Naz, I don't know. It's hard to tell yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at probably either a Friday night or I might go Zach Merritt, and then because my captain, my donuts don't play until Sunday, so I could wait a little bit, and then I'll probably do a captain on say like a someone else, or I could do a vice captain on say like a Grundy or a Merritt. I think they both two have the best averaging scores. Um, Not sure about Bontempelli. And then I will do a captain on. Hopefully, my vice captain stays a ton. My last 5 weeks, I've had 4 tons from my vice captain, so I haven't really thought of a captain yet. So
All
they're
right,
my
then
vice
I'll.
captains. All right. Well, do you have anything to add before you head off, Tim?
Uh,
If you
anything to
have any
add?
questions, make sure you check out Tim Ashworth 4689 on YouTube. Ask him some questions. If you have any questions, make sure you keep asking through. Uh,
Subscribe, and like my
yep.
channel.
Make sure you subscribe and share as well too. It'll be good to keep doing this. We got 45. I'm 45 points out of top 100, and you want to try and get in the top 20,000 this week. I want to try and get in the top 100, so I want to get a hat. So, um, and I need to win that car so I can drive that girl around too. All right, so
You got a girlfriend,
198. All right. So make sure good luck with Geelong. They're playing who are they playing this week? They're playing Bulldogs and Brisbane. We are playing Melbourne for Lockie Neal's 300th. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for all the questions. If you have any questions throughout the week, make sure you reach out to the YouTube Reece FM to Tim Ashworth
See you in
4689.
2 weeks.
And he is off to Adelaide this week. Enjoy your time at Adelaide. I'll work out a different day to do it because I'll be working next week as well. So enjoy Adelaide. Hopefully, St Kilda Adelaide is a good game. And good luck. Hopefully, we beat Melbourne as well too. So good luck with Geelong on Friday night. Keep up the good work. Good luck with your scores and good luck. You have anything else to finish off with, Tim? Or
Yeah, that's hot, hot, hot.
all right, no worries. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you for the questions. Thank you to Henry. Thank you to Trailers. Thank you to Gary. Thank you to um, Matt. Thank you to all those that have sent in questions. You can watch the replay as well. The replay will be up as well too. So good luck, everyone. I'm off to get ready for work as well myself. No worries, Henry. Good luck with your team. Hopefully that sort of answered your questions with your midfielders and your forwards and defence. Good luck all. Good luck with your teams. And let's hopefully we can get another in the top 100. All right. Go Lions and take it easy.